Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, we are talking all about some dated trends that are back and they are going viral on social media. Now, you know me, I could be a little shady at times or whatever, but I do follow the girls and, whatever on Instagram and TikTok, the design influencers who like to play in my profession. And I like to see what's up and what's going on. This is how we gauge the new trends and what's happening. These 5 trends are going viral right now. The first of which is a sofa detail, and people are loving skirted sofas. People are loving piping, they're loving trim, they're loving a bouillon fringe, which can we just take a moment and applaud her for clawing her way back right now? If you like Grand Millennial, if you like English cottage or country whatever, you've always kind of had some of these things. Like a skirted sofa is not anything new. And for those Grand Millennials or those like English cottage lovers, it's kind of been that overstuffed sofa with the rolled arms and a beautiful skirt on it, maybe some piping detail. We adore that. We love that. But some of the people that have loved modern design for a while are now getting into it. And you can see this through some major luxury designer furniture companies or websites or whatever. You'll see some of these moments there that are featured. You pay a little bit more for it, but it may be worth it for you if this is something you like. Now, I will say that for some of the things like a bouillon fringe moment, I like this, but you can add it to an existing sofa. You can pin it on, you can use some methods or like stitches or whatever to attach this. You may want to speak to an upholsterer, see what's possible, but it could be interesting. And basically you want to look out for what style of sofa do you have or are you looking at? You want something that's minimal with clean lines, that doesn't have a ton of detailing, that has some very sleek and minimal shapes to it, and adding this to it can make it feel very luxurious. Something like piping details. They are not easy to achieve on your own. This requires some advanced upholstery, so it is something to look out for if you are having something reupholstered and you're like, I really want some amazing and major contrasting piping. I think is so beautiful, fantastic, instantly makes something look very tailored, and that may be something you think about. But you can also add some of these details through pillows or accents like that. Like a basic square piped pillow is not a big deal. It's not anything major. You see them all the time at Home Goods, or you'll find it at Target or whatever. So be on the lookout for those things. Another interesting thing you can do, and something that I've kind of dabbled with, I'm looking for myself, is getting an antique sofa and maybe upholstering that or having it reupholstered in a more minimal color scheme. And you can kind of add some amazing trim detail on there that's really cool and interesting. It's something to think about if you're in this area, this space, and you like that. You can always find a vintage sofa, really high quality designer pieces that people are reselling that you could then put a little bit of money into reupholstering and have something really amazing. It's not often that I agree with Gen Z, but they are getting it together. They're being a little trend driven about this, but at least they're bringing in some detail, some luxury, and I think that is something that, hey, maybe it's worth considering. Now, no matter what you're thinking about doing in your space, whether it's reupholstering a sofa or you're choosing tile for that new bathroom you're working on, well, I have all of the answers, because I will admit that I do know everything, but that's not what this video is about. You may need some of those answers. So you could book a one-on-one consultation with me to discuss any of the needs your home has by using the link in the description box down below or going to intro.co/GarrettLeChic. Those really beautiful details are back, and there's a lot of places you could add them in your home. There's actually a trend right now where people are taking like woven trim and going around their walls and baseboards and stuff with it. That's cool. You could add this onto a set of drapes and make something really store-bought look luxurious. But a major place I am seeing this, and something you're going to see come back, are pillows, accent pillows, throw pillows, specifically bolster pillows, and also these kind of like round button pillows. I love a good pillow. Okay, we adore that. For me, in my home, I usually do like a lumbar pillow because I like a linear moment, because I think that enhances the shape of my furniture and the height of my ceilings. But I also am a huge fan of a bolster pillow. They have not been in for a while because these traditional elements were falling out. But a lot of people are realizing like, oh, wait a second, those were in, those were cool, there was a reason for them, and now they are gravitating towards them again, which is fantastic. A bolster pillow is basically a cylinder, and there are lots of finished details you can add to this. You could add piping on the edge, and you could actually add some ruching details. You could add a button detail or a tassel. All of these things can be fantastic to add to a bolster pillow, but I think you have to be careful when it comes to the styling of something like this. Even those kind of round button pillows, if you bring them into a more modern space, they can be very chic, but you also want to have a reference point of something else traditional. If you have a really cool like vintage apartment somewhere amazing, or you just have some major like molding details or something in a more traditional home, this can be something cool to add if you've got modern furniture, because now we're referencing back to the architecture of the space. And if you have all modern furniture, you're living in a modern apartment, maybe you're looking for some details to add some character into that space because nobody else is guiding you in that direction, honey. Obviously, I'm here for you, but whatever. I think it'd be cool if you add one of these like bolster pillows and then get an antique piece or a piece of art with a gorgeous detailed, intricate frame to it. That could be so cool. Having a little reference point back to something really traditional like this in a space that feels more modern can be the way to elevate it and make it feel more luxurious. You could also get a bolster pillow in, like a really simple fabric, something like a texture, a velvet, a mohair that's a solid color and doesn't have a print to it. I love a good stripe moment for a bolster pillow, but maybe you don't, and that's okay. These are fantastic to add into any space, and they are coming available again. A lot of places that make custom pillows. Like, I love to go to Etsy and find interesting fabrics or pillows or people that are making just cool things, and you can have, a bolster pillow made in a certain fabric and then maybe like a faux Roman blind made in the same thing. That can be a good reference point for a material. All of this is out there and you can think about it, really. It could work beautifully in your space. I'm actually looking at some things and thinking, maybe that'll work for me. How do I go about getting this? Where should I get it from? What type of pattern or fabric am I looking for? I love that this is back, and it's an easy way to dabble your toe into adding some of these classic details to your home. I think if you have a really structured, minimal space or sofa, and you're like, you know what, I need a little bit of extra something, a great accent pillow can be that thing for you and could completely elevate your space. And let's be honest, darling, if this is the first video you're watching, your space probably needs a little bit of elevating there. So I'd also say take the moment and hit the subscribe button. Don't be fake. You made it this far in this video. Join us, become a part of the LeChic family, and while you're at it, give this video a like. Something I've always loved, a trend that I wouldn't call it a trend, but honey, is back and the kids are making it a trend, which is a topic of another video, but beside the point, are antique chairs. I'm loving them. I've always loved them. I have this like massive set. I have like 8 of the same chair and I scatter them throughout my house everywhere because I love the detail. I love that they're, gold and they have this caned backing to them. They're gorgeous and they add that detailed moment to an empty corner or a space that needs some really elevated character. People are realizing this, especially the kids, the children, the younger people, whatever. We've always known about it, you and I, honey, because we have great taste. But they're, starting to get that. They're learning from people, and that's wonderful. I mean, they obviously are watching my videos now, so happy for them for that. But an accent chair, a vintage chair, an antique chair, these are great statement feature moments to bring into a space. Sometimes the scale of them is a little off, or they might just not be super comfortable if it doesn't have the correct upholstery or cushions or whatever. I just think this is a little moment. It's like a piece of artwork. It's a sculpture. Add it in the corner, put it against a wall. There is nothing I love more than flanking a console table with 2 chairs, like 2 vintage chairs. Oh, amazing. This is fantastic. I see chairs, that I really like all of the time on Facebook Marketplace. I think it is a go-to for chairs, and I see pairs of them. I see single chairs all of the time. I'm actually looking at a couple of antique sofas that I think would be perfect to restyle this office a little bit maybe. What do we think? Share with me in the comments section. But you want to be careful about what you're getting yourself into. Look at the chair, figure out what it is, screenshot a picture of it, take a picture of it, upload it to Google Images, and see what else is out there like it. Can I find a matching set? Is this a collectible piece? Is it a designer piece? Is it by someone fantastic, amazing that you don't want to like completely mess it up by redoing it? You want to be sure you're looking out for that. Do that first. Also, it's a good way to see if something you have like actually is collectible or has some great value to it. And then you know, like, hey, let me snatch that chair up and then go resell it or something. I'm not giving you business ideas here, but I'm just saying. So be sure you jump on those pieces before they get all snapped up, because I mean, I'm in the market for them, and I may even get like a warehouse or something just to buy all these amazing pieces so nobody else can have them, because I love that for me. Speaking of something that I love for me and everybody is getting invested into now because they're realizing how incredible and amazing my style is and they're trying to copy me, beside the point, is a solid rug. Now, I love a solid rug. I love an antique rug. I love a patterned rug. There are so many great things out there, but a solid rug is definitely coming back because people are very invested in layering and they love to see all of the details they have going on. So having a busy rug in a space that has busier pieces of furniture, it kind of dilutes the effect or what's going on. It makes it too busy. So people are loving a solid rug. I have a solid rug. It's recycled silk, and I will link it for you in the description box down below. I've probably had it for like coming up on 2 years now. I love this rug. It's in my living room. It's gorgeous. It feels amazing. It's beautiful. Silk is a delicate material, so it's not for everybody, but that's beside the point. I went for a solid rug because I have some beautiful pieces that have a lot of detail and character to them. I have some minimal and modern, postmodern style pieces that I like to juxtapose, and I like them to stand out. So if I had a really busy rug, they would fade into the background and it would feel too layered. So I don't want that. A lot of people are out there and they also want that as well. But the problem with a trending rug is that not all rugs are created equal. Not all of them are the same level of quality. And you can kind of gauge that by price point. So be careful what you're getting out there. Like, I personally don't like a tufted wool rug because they shed and they will shed. They unravel. It's just not the quality I'm after. So I will put a little more money into something that is hand knotted, and it can be the same solid rug, probably look exactly the same and feel the same, but it just won't fall apart after 2 years. And it will be something that I will leave in my will to my dogs. So it is something that, you know, it's worth considering. It's worth putting a little bit of money into good quality. And I would say the opposite end of that is, if you know it's going to get ruined and destroyed, don't put a ton of money into it. There are great rugs out there that are washable even, that will look beautiful and you can add into your space. And a lot is being done with washable rugs right now. A lot of companies are coming out with them. They look good. Will some people judge you for it? Sure. But they're also not the ones that are there cleaning up that rug. So you can invite them to stay home next time. And I love that for you. So really think about what is the right thing for you in your space. What do you want style-wise? What do you want durability-wise? And what price point do you want it at? As someone who is not only incredibly beautiful, but also incredibly intelligent, I know everything there is to know about design. So one of the things the kids on social media are realizing now, and they're like going crazy over, and I'm like, oh, like knew that, been there, done that, whatever, is a pop of red. It's kind of viral right now. People are talking about adding a pop of red into a space, and they're like, it makes any space look designer or luxurious or whatever. Like, any space I work on looks designer because that's just who I am as a person. But okay, you could add a pop of red to a space. And the reality is, the reason why this works or why it looks good is because red is such a bold and impactful color. It is one of the most intense colors out there that you could add to a space. And that's kind of why I don't use a lot of red in my home, because I want other things to stand out. I want them to take focus. I love Wedgwood blue. So I don't want to add red because you're gonna lose a lot of the blue and you'll gain a lot of the red. I do that for my Christmas decorations, but that works for my Christmas decorations. And I think a lot of people don't realize that there is a psychology to color and why you choose certain colors in your home and what you want to stand out or what feeling you want to have in that space, and you can adjust that feeling based on the color you choose. Red is very aggressive, it's very strong, and that can be a good thing. It will take focus. Like, a lot of the photos I'm putting up here and you're seeing right now have a red accent in them, and that's what your mind or your eye immediately goes to. And you're like, wow, there's red there. It's a pop. It's like instant. Like, wow, I see that right off the top. And that's what happens with red. It adds a really, really strong and bold moment to a space. It could be good for some people. If you have a really minimal space, adding that red pop is going to be a very strong element. If you have a space that's really strong, it has a lot of colors going on it, okay? Red is going to add a grounding and focused element to that space. Your eye is going to go there first. Whether it's a bold and vibrant red, whether it's a more muted red, it will be one of the strongest elements in the space. So be careful how you use it. I think it can be great. If you have a minimal space, if you have something that's a little darker and you want some saturated color in it, red is a great one to choose. It can be a color you use singularly. It can be one pop of red. I think I would bring in red through floral arrangements, through maybe a simple vase or a piece of artwork with that pop of color in it. And it may be that focused element you need. Personally, I would focus more on having it be a statement piece or a moment as far as like accessories, decor, or furniture goes. I think that's the better place for it. I wouldn't do a red pillow, for example, because pillows are supposed to be soft and relaxing and add a layer to the space, a texture, but having red would make that a little bit stronger. So that's maybe not the direction I would head in. Probably not a red pillow or a red throw blanket, but a red crystal vase. Oh, I would love that. It'd be fantastic. Go baccarat or go home, honey. You can add a pop of red to your space to create that bold, impactful moment. But if you are looking to make a focal statement somewhere else, don't add red to allow that to stand out a little bit more. And you know how I always talk about color. If you're using colors in a space, give me 3 colors in 3 different ways. And I love that for you. Believe it or not, yes, all of these trends are back and they are going viral on social media. And there are some other trends that are back that you may find extremely surprising. You should check them out right over here in this video, and I will see you over there.